Today, this AMD CPU hit its lowest price. Bad news for Intel Arc, a monstrous new Nvidia gaming GPU, and Nvidia's RTX 5000 is a massive performance jump. Welcome everyone to Gamer Melt. First up for today, when AMD announced their Ryzen 7000 parts, they definitely looked good. Decent pricing, great performance, it was exciting. But shortly after the release, things seemed to fall apart. Their new AM5 boards were priced to the moon, and Intel came in swinging with their 13th gen CPUs. Luckily, AMD did lower prices for Black Friday, and they weren't bad at all. But what's great is that they've stayed extremely low since then. In fact, AMD's 6-core 12-thread Ryzen 7600X just got its lowest price ever with a limited offer of an over $9 coupon on Amazon, bringing it to its lowest price of $238.99, which is a very nice discount over the release price. And I will have an affiliate link to the CPU down in the description below for anyone interested. It doesn't cost you anything more, and it helps the channel out. Not only that, but pricing has been going down by quite a bit in Europe as well. Basically, Ryzen 7000 is looking like a better buy every day. Next up for today, the earlier rumors about Intel giving up the GPU market could be true. But first, get your last minute shopping in with this video's sponsor, Brilliant, the perfect gift that can't be stolen or lost and will always be with you, because Brilliant is the best way to learn computer science, or really any STEM field. And they're the best because they do it right, which is by getting you to do it yourself by actually interacting with it, so you learn from experience instead of just reading or memorizing stuff. I really can't recommend them enough. No matter what you're looking for, they've got the perfect course. Want to learn how neural networks work? They've got a course for that. Finally ready to code? You're in good hands. Just getting started and want to learn the basics? Brilliant has you covered, and you can try them out for free today when you visit brilliant.org/gamermelt. Plus, the first 200 of you who sign up will get 20% off the annual premium. So don't wait and visit brilliant.org/gamermelt today. Now back to Intel. If you remember a little while back, there were rumors claiming that Intel's top executives decided to can their Arc discrete graphics cards. One source from this rumor claimed that Battlemage would come around, but that we'd essentially just be looking at lower to mid-range SKUs. Shortly after this, Intel's executive VP of their AXG group, Raja Koduri, seemed to deny this. Though as I mentioned in a tweet in response, companies lie about this kind of thing all the time. For a recent example, look at Google Stadia. They claimed that everything was fine when their new game studio was canceled, but look where Stadia is today. And this brings us to a new announcement by Intel. They're actually splitting up their AXG graphics group, and while they claim that it's to focus on consumer and data centers separately, they're actually just putting them under their current business units. Their consumer-focused portion will be placed under their CCG group, and their data center unit will be placed under their DCAI. Basically, this could be a way to slowly dissolve one or both of these businesses. Now, Intel assures Tom's Hardware that they remain committed to their existing roadmap for their Arc GPUs, but it doesn't look good, and Tom's Hardware seems to think the same. They're actually putting Raja Koduri back at his previous chief architect role to focus on CPUs, GPUs, and AI. Now, of course, this could actually be what Intel is saying. Maybe they are just doing this to focus on each GPU type individually, but they also have a big incentive to lie. It would cause a huge drop in sales of their current Arc products, which would ultimately hurt in getting at least some of their initial investment back. Still, I do have at least some hope that they're going to be a big player in the discrete GPU market one day, but this definitely has me concerned. Next up, it looks like Nvidia has a GPU that's even bigger than their 4090, and I mean a lot bigger. In a new video from Moore's Law is Dead, he shows off a picture of a card that he states is heavily edited to protect his source. But as you can see, it is a Titan GPU, and if you followed the channel, you know that we saw earlier rumors of a Titan Ada Lovelace card before. But get this, according to this leak, it actually includes two 16-pin connectors. Now, that doesn't mean that we're looking at a 1200 watt PSU. Instead, it would simply be capable of around, say, 700 watts with overclocking. But that's still unbelievable. And to dissipate that much heat, this thing is an absolute behemoth. In fact, according to the video, the Titan GPU is a whopping 4-slot card, not 3.5 slots or anything like that, but a full 4 slots. And you can see from these renders that it's laughably big. It makes this meme almost a reality. I mean, get this. He actually claims that Nvidia usually mounted the motherboard to the card instead of the other way around. Now, whether Nvidia is planning to release it or not is still somewhat up in the air. So far, it seems they won't, given most power supplies likely won't be able to handle it, not to mention having to literally worry about tripping breakers or the card melting itself. But with that said, there is a chance. He mentions the fact that engineering samples are very close to a final model, so they may ultimately release it, though given AMD can't fully challenge even the 4090, they may not. Still, it's interesting to see this monster up close. And lastly for today, while Nvidia's RTX 40 series is still very new, we have a massive story on their next-gen RTX 5000 series. And of course, while it is early, don't forget that graphics cards take years to develop, so the 50 series has definitely been in development for a while now. Still, these are early specs, so things can change. Either way, this story comes from a new video by Red Gaming Tech. And in it, he makes some big claims about Nvidia's next gen. For starters, he claims that the next gen architecture will be called Blackwell, which may be a surprise for those who thought it would be Hopper. But given we have Hopper through Nvidia's data center GPUs, Ada Lovelace could just be the consumer version of Hopper, so Blackwell could very well be it. Regardless, we first see that, at least according to this, Nvidia's RTX 5000 series are likely to be an MCM GPU, at least on the high end, similar to what AMD's new 7900 series does. And of course, this isn't a surprise, as Nvidia has discussed multi-chip modules being the future of GPUs for quite some time now. Apparently, there are already Blackwell evaluation SKUs, including a massive MCM card. Not only that, but Blackwell allegedly comes with a new SM structure as well as a new denoising accelerator as part of the new ray tracing pipeline. And all of this comes together to make what one of his sources claim as the quote, biggest performance leap in Nvidia's history. Talk about a massive claim. I mean, we've definitely seen some pretty big performance jumps out of the last couple generations, but we've also seen big price jumps. So hopefully this doesn't include the biggest price increase in Nvidia's history as well. I guess time, as always, will tell. So while that does it for today, are you planning to pick up a current gen GPU, or are you waiting out until next gen? Let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to check out Brilliant at brilliant.org/gamermeld. And as always, have a great day.